How you doing,
Sis.
guys?
There
Hey,
she go.
sis.
Hi, Mama. How are you?
What's going on, y'all? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Of
Yes,
course,
yes.
we're happy
Listen,
to
listen,
have you.
listen. We got to bring you in the right way again.
Okay.
The talented, the beautiful Yvette, Michele, y'all,
Yeah.
on the Storm Morning
Thank
Show.
you. Listen, we just all trying to make it, right? I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you, Norm. It's our first time meeting, but I've heard a
Yes.
lot of great things about this podcast.
Oh,
And thank you, baby. Kiss.
of
You know I love
course. I
you.
love you.
Now, listen. Lately, I've been seeing you all over the place,
Yeah.
I've been trying. I'm
and
trying to keep up a little dust over here. You know what I'm saying?
and the
You don't gotta try. You do. You
nah,
do.
Thank
but
you.
listen. The crazy thing is, because I've been DJing forever and in the entertainment game myself for forever.
Right.
And I remember when Yvette first dropped, and I think it was with Flex.
Yeah.
It was with Flex and everything. And the song was let me get it right. I think it was this song right here. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I think it was this joint right here.
Hey,
Every
that's
day, every
me.
night. Yep.
Yes. Now listen, you
Yeah.
you still looking good. You sounding
Thank
great.
you. Thank you, baby.
And,
I appreciate that.
and it's funny because I saw a little clip, right? I think it's an event she did with Jonesy.
Oh, the '90s girl event.
Yeah, the '90s girl
Yeah.
event. And somebody had a clip with her singing. I said, "Yo, she still
She
sound the
still sounds the
same.
same. Yep.
You still
Thank
sounding
you.
like the record."
Wow. That means more to me than anything. I've always been a stickler about that. And to hear it, I haven't really been singing a lot in this gap. I do small things, funerals, things like that, but
Right.
nothing where I'd really have to measure up. And it's really nice to hear that you guys feel the same. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
oh,
Yeah.
Like I'm,
Absolutely.
I'm meeting the mark.
oh, absolutely. And one of the things I wanted to ask you, I mean, just because I'm not gonna don't take the word the wrong way, but seasoned artist that's been
Right.
in the game for a
I like
minute.
when people say
Oh, that's a
season. That's a
compliment.
good thing.
Okay.
Nah,
Yeah.
cause listen, I said that to
People act like season sounds like we just out here with canes and
yeah,
looking all
yeah.
old. Like, no, we're good.
I said that to one person. Oh, and they was like, "What do you mean season?" Blah 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 blah. And I got this whole spill. I'm like,
Oh
it was a
gosh.
compliment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a seasoned DJ. I've
Yes.
been doing it for a minute,
Hence the salt and pepper and the beard. Okay.
Yeah, with the beard, yeah, all of that. But I mean, you've been doing it
Yeah.
to the point to where the industry was so different back in '95
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. And when you see it now, and when you hear these artists now, I mean, where does it take your mindset as far as how the business was then and how the business is now?
There's a lot of facets to that, and that's a great question. I think I have to say, in all transparency, I'm back in learning mode.
Mm.
Everything has changed.
Yeah.
Um, Even things so intuitive as networking because of technology. So it's allowed me to see things in myself that are a little old school. That I feel young at heart, but I'm not an internet person with the phone in my face all day.
Right, right, right.
And that's one of those things that's kind of needed, constant marketing, and I struggle with that. And then the other thing is being the person in the product and the representative. I don't have
Absolutely.
a team like I did back in the day, a label
Right.
behind me managing all the particulars. It's me
Yeah.
and my team of supporters that are kind of freelance, if you want to keep it real. You
Right.
know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
everybody's able to just dedicate. The industry is not as structured, but at the same time, it's allowed the door to open. It's leveled the playing field for people. Even being an older or a legendary artist, I should say,
Right.
humbles you in a way that allows you to be more of an information seeker than a giver. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying the journey. I'm learning how to maneuver. I have a respect for, I mean, of course I like the music from our era,
Of
but
course.
I do
Right.
respect the way that the new generation is creating music,
Hmm.
the speed at which we get to hear people from all corners of the earth, because there's so much more talent out there than those who have been discovered. And the self-service nature of it. If I'm in the mood to promote me, I can. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's kind of nice. It's a little fast. It's a little bit of a shortcut and a fast food method,
Hmm.
but Well, I say the microwave generation.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
right,
kind
right.
of it. It's kind of ready made, but
Right.
it doesn't devalue the quality in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
I like being in control. I like being able to say this is what I like. I move a little slower, but
Mm-hmm.
that's okay too because this round is about fun,
Right.
fulfillment, checking boxes so that I can get that bucket list full,
Yeah.
so not a lot of pressure.
And it's funny because the last time we were all, I was telling Norm the last time we were all together for the last '90s Girl Day Party show in Queens, and Jonesy set it up. It was really nice. We were at the A&B. She had a masseuse there, or a hands, a hand healer. Or whatever you want to
Caterer.
call it, yeah, a caterer. But we got massages and stuff. But after the show, we came back to the Airbnb and we were all in our pajamas and we sat down just as women, as she said it earlier, sisters in song and all that stuff. And we had a really, really dope, raw conversation just about the industry in general. You know what I mean? Like how it was before, like you said earlier, like a lot of us don't have label deals anymore. A lot of us are doing everything independent.
Right.
But I like what you just said when you said I can move as slow as I want to, but it's also there's no fear of someone, I guess, putting so much emphasis and so much like I'm trying to get the right word, but like not forcing things to happen against what you think is right for you. And that was one of the things that I remember you saying that night when you said, as seasoned artists and as artists who've been doing this for so many years, that's the last thing you want to do, especially now when the industry has changed so much, music has changed so much. But the good part about it is that I love the fact that we're all a part, even you as a DJ, we're all a part of like one of the dopest eras in music to me.
Oh, fact.
Yeah.
The 90s.
And humanity. I mean, the 50-year-olds,
Absolutely.
when we were growing up, were not like the 50-year-olds
They were
we
not.
are.
But the thing is that even when I was a kid, I loved the 50-year-olds. I grew up on the stylistics. And,
Yeah, it's a sweet spot.
Right,
That's for real.
exactly.
I'm
So-
confident because I know me. I've seen a little bit of the world, so I
Right.
know a little bit about what to expect.
Right.
It's a nice little space to be in. And so
It
I feel
is.
equipped this
It
time
is.
around. I have something to talk about.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and the stories that night from everybody was just such a dope
It
moment
was.
for
That was a
for
blessing.
women
That
for
was
women
super.
especially, but for artists that I guess you can say like
Right.
people don't really hear too much about, but
That's
we
right.
letting y'all know
We
we
the
still
B-sides.
out here. We hitting them stages. We don't play.
What the thing? Speaking of stories.
Uh-huh.
So for those that don't know, you a songwriter as well.
Yes, yes.
So who wrote "I'm Not Feeling You"?
I did.
Yeah.
Now,
Who you talking about?
yeah, see, you know I got to go there because like I'm gonna be honest.
I know you caught hell. I know you caught from whoever you were dating at that time. I know it.
My God.
I am stopped.
He was
at
probably
the
playing in the
foot of the
bar.
stage almost every show by some gentleman who says, "Ma'am,
Who
you
made
ruined
you?"
my life, but I love you."
Exactly. I kid you not, and it's not just because you are on the show. One of my breakups,
Lord.
the chick that broke up with me, had the song playing,
Oh, what you did? What did you do?
and it's just like
Y'all,
I'm not feeling you no matter
But
what.
you know-
And I'm sitting up there like, why she got
Why
this
she got
song
the-
playing?
I was in the midst of a divorce.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was on the tip of my tongue. I was trying to find a way that my kids would respect me when they grew up and heard it later to
Right.
say it.
Yeah.
And Flex and I played with that thing, and it was so good because people were saying it in the street.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to sound
I'm
too
not feeling you.
caricaturish, you know what I mean? But it was catchy at the time, and New York sass.
Yep.
Yeah,
We had to
yeah.
say something
Absolutely.
smart, so that was the basis of it. Yeah, the ladies love that. I
And
always
they-
shout out the ladies. When
So
I
I
And
know
they always say
I
that, right?
know
When you're in the
whoever-
car and you having an argument, you watch what your lady
Exactly.
playing.
I know-
Just right.
I ain't feeling you, right?
Yo, I know whoever you divorced.
That's
I don't know the brother, but the fact that you got an anthem
right.
about him.
Oh, see, nobody wants to hear.
He messed me up, y'all. That's all I can say. He deserved that one.
Yours is memorable. Nobody want to hear my divorce anthem.
Listen,
I don't got
Oh,
one, but if I
man.
had one, Lord,
in
Bless your ears.
Listen, the crazy thing about that song, right?
Mm-hmm.
It still bumps in the clubs,
Literally
as a DJ,
everywhere,
And
yeah.
when I run that on when I'm doing my '90s set, and I run that, everybody's like,
Yeah.
and pointing. I'm not feeling
Right.
you.
I love that. Thank you. I thank you for continuing to
It's
play the
true.
record.
But
absolutely.
but it's funny because every time that song, I think we said it at the table that night. Anytime that I've ever been out to a club, even if they're gonna play Yvette's song,
Right.
away, like the DJ will just like they'll extend the intro and they'll be like,
Yep.
"Bing," and then you hear the whole club. You got it going on. What?
Yeah.
Like, everybody-
Yeah.
They always fuse.
That
the
was a
two.
good thing.
Oh,
At
yeah.
that time, I was a new artist.
Oh, my
Kim was
gosh.
blowing up.
Yeah.
Somehow, ironically, we ended up picking the same sample.
I'm surprised
And
you guys didn't like create like
at
a
the same
remix behind
time.
that. That would have been so dope.
I know we were separate worlds, but it was just at the end of the day lined up. I don't know. I should have done more to capitalize on that, but we were all
It's
running
not too
fast.
late. It's
Yeah, it's
definitely not too late
It's not.
because
My girl's still out
we're
there,
definitely
too.
still in the season of I'm not feeling y'all.
If y'all got any questions
Absolutely.
for Yvette, just
Wait,
put
yes.
it in the chat, please.
Or call in.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Big Trev. Said you are legendary.
Oh.
Thank you, Trev.
And have you ever written for any other artists?
Only Tracy Spencer. I don't know if she used the song, but I was in the production team for a couple of her songs back in the 90s. And then other artists that weren't signed. During my hiatus, I tried to mentor and manage and work with artists in the Seven Cities, Hampton Roads, Virginia area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talent out there, undiscovered. And I was writing songs. I was trying to keep my pen sharp then. But for those songs that were published, mostly just for myself.
Okay.
Nice.
Is there anybody out now, like, just as far as like artists that you listen to that you would like to write for?
Oh God. Let's see. I'd love to write for Jasmine
I
Sullivan.
knew you was gonna say
I
that.
love her delivery.
Yeah.
I'd love to write for Anderson .Paak.
Mm.
Even anybody in that Top Dog Entertainment of the singers like Sir.
Oh my gosh,
They're
Sir's
all
awesome.
dope to me, and their lyrics resonate with me because it's like real life. And that's really what I attract to people who have a heartfelt message
Right.
and sing it in a way that I feel.
Yeah.
You know, I like to respect those artists that are just technically adept, hit all the notes, and are great in terms of the definition of an artist or singer or musician. But I also like those that are slightly imperfect,
Yeah.
but deliver strong emotional content and feeling behind their music. I can't even pick an artist right now. One of the games that I play with myself to keep the faith is to try to listen to the new artist releases all the time on Spotify and just see if the torch is being passed, whether we know it or not. You know what I mean? Musically, I still feel like there is a percentage of people who really honor the true essence of quality music,
Yeah.
whether they're 20 or 40.
Right,
you know what
right,
I mean?
right.
So anyway, I digress. But yes,
So
I really don't hate on the current generation at all.
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Absolutely not. So My Dream, right? That was the debut album title.
Right.
Like that whole title. So was that always your dream?
It was.
To
It
sing
was
and make music?
named. The album was named that because I was still in that pinch me mode. I couldn't believe in the city of 8 million stories I was chosen for a long time.
Right.
You know, I was on that audition circuit, that open mic night circuit. I was singing background for, for different artists, Aaron Hall. It was a busy time in New York City back in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
And everybody felt like they had a shot. And when I got mine, it was almost like, wow,
Right.
I am, that person. So yeah, it was my dream come true. I had, like every other little girl, aspired for greatness in that realm, who, wanted to be famous and sing. I had achieved the pinnacle of what you expect.
Right.
And so, yeah, even though it was crazy, it was a bumpy road. It wasn't as magical
Yeah.
as I had expected. It was still the world knowing my name. And that's immeasurable.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Tell me about, was there ever a turnoff for you, like a turnoff point in the industry?
Okay, the business side, I fell out of love
Yeah.
with the music, not realizing how to delineate the business from the art.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the major reasons why I took such a long break, because I couldn't figure out how to be the product and not be caught up in the cycle of, commercialism exclusively. I understand the business behind it, but I also wanted to enjoy the creative side. I was no longer fun.
Right.
To demanding output, demanding product by a certain time in a certain way. once you start competing, saying we need a version of this, another artist, another sound, that's when it kind of gets muddy because, in my opinion, your first project is usually your best one because you don't have those influences.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on the one hand, I thought that because I had limited creative input on the first project, the second one would be my chance to shine fully and expose everything that I had to share. But on the other hand, by the time I got to that second project, they were looking at the numbers more than
Mm-hmm.
the fans and where I fit into
Right.
the mix of all the 90s R&B divas. Because
Yeah.
it was a lot of us, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's been I still think about that and try to rationalize what exactly turned me off. I
Mm-hmm.
had some bad experiences with deals. I had one of those in perpetuity deals.
Yeah.
Signed it because I didn't realize at the time that it was for life.
Mm.
I also had creative differences because I was in a hip hop community and a hip hop label, and they appreciated what I brought to the table for the projects that introduced me to them. But when I exposed the full breadth of who I was, it wasn't necessarily embraced, and that was a rub. I wanted to do more of my thing. And then the dishonesty. I came in with an open mind, an open heart. I realized when things didn't go according to plan, or when I got the true sentiment of people's intentions,
Mm-hmm.
not everybody was coming with love. It was a
Right.
little malice, opportunistic behaviors. If you sleep with me, you can get that. That was a
Mm.
turnoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, nothing new, things you probably heard,
Right.
Right.
but it definitely affected me. I was raised in the church, but I wasn't necessarily rigid, but it definitely was hard. Some things were hard for me to swallow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that was hard. Spiritually, I felt like, okay, can my kids watch this video
Mm-hmm.
when they're older? And when they ask me questions about this, is it going to be hard for me to explain?
Right.
And the pressures around you. Like I was told once, if I took off a little more clothes, I probably would
Mm.
still have my career. I was always very
Wow.
suited up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's
But
funny because we talked about that our last conversation. I remember us kind of expressing like how we felt like for our first album where people looked at the first album cover and they would they were mixed emotions. Our
yeah,
families were like, "What y'all got on?" And it was just like it was literally
yes,
just crochet dresses. We were laying down. You really couldn't see too much, but it was the visual was so grown up and so like in their minds risque, right? But we just were like little girls, kind of like playing dress up. But
yeah.
so now that you mentioned that, my next question to you was how difficult was it for you, especially being a female artist back in the day? Because I know that everybody gets treated differently according to gender. And I think that's safe to say. But do you think that you got a lot of, I don't want to say backlash, but do you think that you were brushed under the rug, so to speak, more
Oh, I
so
was.
because you
Oh,
were,
I was. My
you know what I mean?
nickname was Champagne and French Fries because they said I was a diva, ghetto, but a
What?
diva. I demanded
Damn. Oh
what
my
I
gosh.
wanted. I
Right.
asked once
Well,
I was let
she said
loose and I
Champagne
champagne.
and
talked
French
to
fries.
all
She said, I'm a diva, but I'm ghetto.
champagne and French fries. I mean, that's what they teased me and said. Okay, diva. But I
Uh-uh.
didn't. There was okay. So let me just clarify that there were things I didn't know coming
Mm-hmm.
into the game. I
Right.
didn't know that you can't pick up the phone in an international hotel and call America and the label's not
Oh
pay,
my
not
God,
gonna
you're
pay for
me.
it.
That's me. Oh my gosh, the Bills girl that I would, I'm like, I just want to go home. Oh
And so I
God.
got accused of being aware and acting like a diva. So some of the things were
Mm.
unbeknownst to me.
Right.
Some things were me just fighting for my rights and not having had enough tenure for in the minds of some decision makers to feel entitled
If
Right.
to
if
stuff like
if
that.
That is
if I
so
if I could
funny.
ask, how was your how was your relationship with Loud Records with Steve?
It was good. Steve just was work. He was not an R&B,
Yeah.
expert.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's a hip hop guy.
yeah.
He's a hip hop guy.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was very good. He was excited about my project. Um, he was skeptical, I'm sure, because I think it was his third attempt at trying to work with an R&B artist. They had a couple of people before me, but he was excited about Every Day and Every Night, which was
Mm-hmm.
Flex's mixtape, and
Mm.
he felt that there was something more I could bring,
Right.
and I appreciate that. He opened his purse strings. There was a lot of indecision about how to put me out, but he did not hesitate to spend the necessary dollars to make sure that I was noticed, accessible. He used his network to promote me. I think that there were gaps along the way, but I don't know that I'm any different from any other first time act. Those were just standard things. And yeah, it was a learning experience. Someone from the label told me once that no one really knew what they were doing. So, because it was like the first time they got started with an R&B artist, indie labels were new on the circuit. They were kind of used to leaning on the majors.
Right.
So, I had to give them grace because I was putting a lot of responsibility on the Steve Rifkins of the world,
Yeah.
Right.
for my success.
Right.
But in hindsight, it was a shared responsibility. So, it was
That's true.
good. The relationship was good. Shout out to Steve. I saw him a couple of years ago. He's still
Oh,
looking good.
Yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
He got married.
Yeah, but
Not he
it
got
was
married not too long ago,
it
right?
was one of those learning
I think so.
experiences
Yeah.
that I would not have been able to say was a learning experience until I've lived a little longer, seen
Right.
a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
When
I
you're
mean,
in
That's
competition
dope.
mode and you see your diva competitor with pyrotechnics and a digital backboard, and you don't have any of that, you get a
Yeah.
little upset. You know what I mean? But as
right.
I matured, I realized, okay, that's just the way it is. Because some of those same artists that had all the bells and whistles are still in the same position I'm in today,
I'm gonna
still
Absolutely.
be
trying to
honest.
resurge, or not
Absolutely.
trying to, but
I
am
don't.
Yeah.
I?
I don't
Can
see
you
the.
hear me?
I don't see. Yeah. I don't see the
Okay,
diva in you.
At all.
Like,
At all.
like I,
can't
I,
hear you.
I
I'm
don't.
sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't see the diva in you.
Yeah.
You
She
know,
doesn't
like
give that at
I
all.
get. I get a good energy vibe from you. I get this good energy from you.
I would say I was called a diva because of the things I wanted. I
Yeah.
was never a diva in spirit. I
But
never
the
acted
you know
that
what it
way.
is? I think majority of us, when I say the majority of us, I mean female artists, we were called divas all the time.
All the time.
And
Yeah.
I
'Cause that
think
was so that was yeah, that
yeah,
was kind of standard.
we
Don't
talked
ask for
about that
anything.
too.
Be happy
Yeah.
that you're here.
We were all talking about that, and we kind. I think I remember us laughing at that, like just saying like people like really take a word that isn't even like it doesn't really have any like malicious intent or like no dirt on it, and they flip it into that. Like a
Yep.
diva to me when I was growing up, I used to hear diva. My aunt and my mom and I they'd be like, "Hey diva," like they call. And to me, it just came off like just a beautiful woman who knows what she wants and this, that, and the third. But they in the industry they flip it like she a diva because she thinks she all that and this, that, and the third. And it's like, what's wrong with us wanting what we think we deserve, especially as not as women primarily, but also as artists, and that's a big difference.
But
We would say like
True.
men don't get treated like that. Y'all don't get called
They don't.
names.
It was a very big double
You know what I
standard.
mean? Like, yeah,
That's
but with everything
here's the
else,
thing. Here's
with
the thing.
everything,
Right?
with
When you
everything.
when you say that word diva, and I get what y'all saying, but to me,
There are some that actually
me-
act like that.
yeah, to me,
yeah.
it's how you treat people. It's how you treat people. You can want. You can want the world. Well,
Yeah.
I deserve to be treated this way. Blah 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 blah. I want this. I want that.
Right.
But if you're treating people nasty,
Right,
and
absolutely.
disrespectful, that's where you really, to me, get that title.
Yeah.
Like diva. Like
But-
I can say some names. I don't care now.
No,
But I
you
can
never
say some
have.
names.
Right.
Yeah.
That you'll be like, really? And
But it's true. Like, but that's why I'm saying there are certain people that actually act like that. I remember hearing a gazillion conversations about so many artists back in the day, including Yvette. And every time that I would hear her name, there was never nothing that was like, oh, she whatever, whatever. It was always like she's just down to earth. She's a sweet soul. She's just who we see right now. Like even when we had the conversation, it was so refreshing to be able to just talk to somebody else about the things that we've been through and
That's
similarities.
what I got from that. It was
Yeah.
therapeutic. It was cathartic.
It
I
was
was like,
cathartic.
okay,
Oh my God,
I wasn't
yeah.
alone. This is a
And
common thing.
and
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yep,
I needed that.
yeah,
It
we
was
all
like
did.
group talk.
Yeah,
I loved that night. I
yeah,
still talk about that and
yeah. And they
how
have it
it just
recorded,
put
so
my
we'll see if
mind
somebody
at
puts that
ease
out.
knowing, okay, girl,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
not
weren't in
just
touch
me.
with them, but they were dealing too.
Yeah, I think we all have very similar stories, but I
Yes,
mean,
yes, that was a
again,
great time.
I think that's the hard part about just being a female artist, especially because, like, I know, and it's not to say that male artists don't go through stuff like that because I'm sure they do, but I feel like
there's some male divas too.
there's some male divas,
Yes, there
absolutely,
are.
but I
But
just
the
feel
thing is,
like,
you end up interpreting it incorrectly
yeah,
because they get what
right,
they want, and you think it's based on talent and
and it's
performance,
not, it's
and
not,
it's not. It's just stereotypical beliefs about women.
yeah, yep,
You
So I had to learn how to separate that. It's not that I'm not as good as Mob Deep. But they think that I'm high maintenance. Like I remember getting called to do Soul Train, and they had never been given an opportunity loud. And they were so nervous and grateful because, they had rap acts that were not even allowed in certain hotels at that time
Right.
because they tear it up with incense and chewing
Yeah.
gum.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it was just a lot. There's so many things woven into this experience, and it was so grassroots. You can't even pinpoint anything and complain. It was a mindset. Things that we dealt with were part of the American culture. It wasn't just the music industry. Like you couldn't be openly gay. You couldn't be there was still a racial element to things. When
Right.
I
Yeah.
went
Right.
overseas to perform, I think I spent the bulk of my time talking about racism in America and whether it was real. There was just so much going on
Yeah.
at that time. So I don't point fingers. I'd love to talk about it, but I don't blame anyone. I think I landed on my feet.
Absolutely.
So I hear you got a low key dream too.
Okay, what's that?
I'm just saying. Little Birdie said somebody want to run in the marathon.
Oh yeah. I'm really serious about that. The longest
Yep.
distance I've ever done is a half.
Mm.
But I really want to do something that's supported by the industry, that includes artists,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
that is a fitness-based activity.
So why?
I just
I'm gonna
worry
have to
about
get my
us,
lungs together. You can run a half. I can't even
So
run
why don't you
30.
spearhead that? I
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to see like the 90 artist marathon.
You would love to see who now?
I'm working on sponsorships, and as soon as I'm looking forward to that in the fall because we don't want to run when it's too hot. We want full enrollment.
I don't know if I can run. Period. Yvette. I got asthma.
Exactly. People passing out. I don't need that on my
My
conscience.
lungs. Oh
But
Lord. No, but that would be.
Y'all can do
it's
this.
Not, he
it's going to
said
be
we
a
could just
walk
strut a
run.
little
Like
bit.
Hawaii does an untimed marathon every December. And you get 24 hours to finish or whatever, however long.
Wow.
And that's really a low pressure entry
Yeah.
point. So I'm still working through the details, but I'm working on sponsors. I'm pitching my idea.
That's
I think it
awesome.
can be a success.
Can I skip?
Yes.
I'll be the first one to fall out. Lord Jesus. But
No,
no,
you
that
can
would
hand
be.
out the water bottles.
I'll be the
There's a
water
job for
boy.
everybody.
Shout out, shout out to everybody on the
definitely
check. And
one
if you're
girl.
just joining us, we are with the beautiful, the talented Yvette,
Yes,
Michelle
yes, yes.
on the Storm
Thank you.
Morning Show. Man, I'm enjoying this conversation.
So
Me
okay, I
too.
have one more question, maybe.
Okay.
Right. So if you, okay, if you could sit down right now and put together the perfect project for yourself as far as releasing more music, right? What would it sound like? What would be? I want to ask this correctly. What would it sound like? What would be like the inspiration behind it? And as far as producers, who would you want to work with?
Well, I'm open to producers
Okay.
simply because of my original point about talent is tucked
Right.
away everywhere. So
Right.
that's a really good thing. I don't necessarily have to be exclusive to those that are most popular.
Right.
The music would be uh it would depict the experiences that I've gone through as well as what I've seen in others. Basically, the life as a single woman who has her stuff together but can't really get the relationship thing down pat
So
for
you
whatever reason,
Wow.
either
so you
over
would be singing about my
ambition.
life.
Yeah, right. It can
Yeah.
be just lack of tolerance
Right.
for others because of what we've been through. The subject matter could be about our ambition as an individual, how it gets in the way of making time for love,
Mm.
you know, conditioning to be super strong and not recognizing that it's okay to be soft. Those are kinds of things that I want to talk about. And just being strong and being successful at doing what you do and recognizing something that's not worth your time and knowing when to walk away. I think that's, I don't necessarily want to talk only about love. I want to
Right.
talk about happiness, breaking through,
Mhm.
overcoming in general. And that's really my testimony.
Right.
I had to kind of build my life over from scratch and do it in the midst of depression.
Oh,
And
girl.
so I have to tell somebody about that. And a lot of things that I would talk about in my album would not necessarily be my own experience. I have had a great journey, met a lot of different types of people, and seen different stories. The music would be, um, I don't want it to be. I want live instrumentation. I want creativity. I'm not really locked in a box, but I definitely want it to be dance music oriented. I
Oh
want
wow.
people to still move to my music. I don't
Yeah.
mind ballads. I love slow songs and mid tempos,
Mm-hmm.
but I have that kind of energy where I just want to have fun. And I remember the days of clubbing when we were singing anthems and just having a good old time. And I think I have a space in that arena.
Yeah.
So that would be my, gold star choice.
So
That's
what do you
awesome.
think about Yvette Michelle in a live band?
That's the other aspect. Okay, so there's a flip side. I do have that desire, and it pertains to the fact that there are changes in the way people are consuming music.
Right.
So my dream was always to be Shaka Khan. Okay, let's just start there. So I wanted a band. I do want a band. And but I know that I don't want to totally abandon my existing audience. And that was something that emerged once I started performing again. Because before I started, I had a concept of just going straight to the cigar clubs and the bands
Mm-hmm.
and doing things in an intimate setting and, maybe moving into some jazz or something like that. But then I started performing, and I mean, people were traveling from out of the country to America to see me in Queens.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I can't deviate. And then when I went to Germany, they just impressed upon me how significant, what I did is to the club lifestyle. So I'm saying to myself, well, maybe I'd abandon some of those folks if I
Right.
deviated too much or indicate that I'm not true to what I started as. So
Right.
I don't know. I believe I can do anything, but I definitely appreciate the support that I've received over the years and love live music. So between the two of those, I'm working on that. That's a great point, Norm. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely recognize something that's
Yeah.
needed, especially in the market where I live, Atlanta.
Mm.
It's a real tough market for track shows
Right,
and events like that. You
right.
kind of have to have the full shebang. So cross your fingers, I'll be able to secure.
No,
Absolutely.
definitely. I would love to
Yeah.
support that, and I'm definitely going to have you. I do the park concerts out in the city of Plainfield,
Mm-hmm.
right, Jersey. Like
Oh,
they're
okay.
big, like not small. It's some nice concerts,
Yeah.
and I invite people. Like I invited Melba Moore. She came.
Oh my gosh, she killed
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah.
Like
I would love to do
Force
that.
and D's.
Yeah.
I had Sky. Like a lot of acts. I like old. I don't even want to say old school, classic. I like
Understand.
classic artists.
Count me in. Yes.
Yeah, people always associate me with the '90s because little history, in case you don't know, I'm the one that put together the group Total.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I
me.
did not know that.
I
Yeah.
had the lawsuit against Diddy. That was me.
Wow, Norm, I didn't know that. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, there's some history. We'll definitely talk.
But you've been through it too. You haven't even asked me the
Right.
good questions knowing that.
That's why I said earlier. I know
You've
we've
been
all
holding
been through our
out.
share. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not just us.
we've been
Uh-huh.
we've been through our
Yeah.
share. We've been through our
Yeah,
Yeah.
share.
Listen,
absolutely.
that's interesting. I saw Total this weekend in Savannah. They look great.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Shout out to
two
Keisha.
thirds of them
yeah,
that are.
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to Keisha, Kima,
And
and,
Kima
and Pam.
and Pam.
Pam's
Yeah.
still out here in Jersey. In
Mm-hmm.
Jersey,
Yeah.
every now and then, me and Kima will holler at each other and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I just ran into her at the Cassidy show,
Oh
the
yeah.
DJ Cassidy
Oh,
show,
okay.
and
They
everything.
look great. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'd love to come to Jersey. New Jersey, Connecticut is home for me.
Right.
Mad
Because
love
you're originally
out
from where
here.
again?
Hmm?
You're originally from
The
the
Bronx.
the
Bronx.
Bronx. That's right. Cause
Bronx
okay.
and Harlem. Yeah, well,
Yes.
I spent so much time in Harlem. I have to kind of say I'm from there too. I went to
Yeah.
school in Manhattan, but I lived in the Bronx, 165th Street,
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Girard,
Yeah.
and then we moved uptown to 241st,
Okay. Not too
and
far
that
from
was
where
near
I'm at
Mount
now.
Vernon. So that's kind of how I got into the music
Yeah.
with the
Where'd you go
Uptown
to school in
Records crew.
Manhattan?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school
So
in Manhattan?
yeah, I've been all over the BX.
You said
But
you went to
shout out
school
to
in
Harlem
Manhattan,
because I
Yvette?
got my flavor from Manhattan.
I,
So,
where'd you go to school at in Manhattan?
huh?
Where'd you go to school in Manhattan?
I went to school at Mount St. Ursula. Well, I went to school at St. Charles,
Okay.
Borromeo, Our Lady Queen of Martyrs for elementary school. And
Wow.
then I moved to the Bronx for
Okay.
high school. And then I went to St. Charles. I'm sorry, Ursula. What am I saying?
Ursula. Got
Ursula,
you.
Mount St.
Okay.
Ursula.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I switched high schools 3 times before I graduated. I was bad. We'll talk about that on
That's
the
me
next
now. We're
interview.
moving, yeah, all over the place.
So yeah.
Sheesh.
So I'm let's speak it into existence. I see you doing that tiny desk.
Yeah,
Yes, let's claim these manifestations because I'm on a roll right
yeah.
now,
We need
and a
some
lot of this has
unsung.
happened organically
Yes, we need some
through
unsung. We need some
just
tiny desks. We need some unplugged.
I got it.
need all of that.
I
All
got to
that.
do one word with Yvette.
What?
One word. So I'm gonna say your name and you give me one word to
Oh,
describe
okay.
it.
Okay.
Funk Master Flex.
Oh God, Funkmaster Flex, talented.
Um,
I would have said loud. I tell him that one time. He's so loud.
speaking of that, Steve Rifkin.
Leader.
Nice.
Commodores. That's the reason why I said
Classic.
Shaka Khan.
Fire. That's my
Prince.
girl.
Oof.
Prince. Genius.
Yeah.
Yvette Michele.
Oh gosh. How would I do? One word? Oh my God. Oh God. I don't even know. That's terrible. As much as I talk. Gosh. I don't know
I would say
what
authentic.
to say. I mean, I feel like I'm so many things.
Yeah.
I guess every woman.
Mm.
That's the words.
That's 2 words. We gonna put them together. Woman.
Yeah, every woman. I'm
Woman.
all the things. I
I like
have
that. It's a
no,
nice
I
little
was going
meaning.
to say eclectic. That could be a word.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
nice.
definitely.
would
Yeah,
say.
absolutely.
Multifaceted. That's the word I'm looking for.
Multifaceted.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. See?
Yeah.
I thought you was getting right here with some song association. I was about to be like,
Nah.
No,
that's
I
good.
appreciate all my experiences. I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So I own it all. And yeah, I'm happy that you guys had time for me today.
Oh my
This
gosh,
is really
please.
special. A lot of folks never really got to know me the first time around in this way.
Right.
So this is a first,
But
Oh wow.
but
just
that's what
in
I'm saying.
general. You know what I
It's
mean?
important. It's
We
so
didn't do these
important.
kind of intimates
Yeah.
back then, you know?
It's important. I mean, like I
It
said, we,
is.
a lot of times, especially 90s artists, I can't say all of us, but some of us do kind of fall into that realm of like, I guess feeling forgotten in a way. And we talked about that, that night as well. Like, I mean, we were raw with it. Like we were crying and laughing and all types of stuff. But,
Yes, it
you
was
know,
deep.
it was
It
so
was so
deep to
good.
just, like she said earlier, just to know that it's okay to feel how you feel and to also know that you're not alone because sometimes as artists we feel like are we the only ones that go through this? Are we the only ones that feel and because you've heard stories but it feels and not to say that it feels good to know that other people were hurting too but just to know that someone else that you can you can speak to somebody else and they actually understand what you went through and how you came out of it and the fact that she can still sit here beautiful as ever resilient and strong like it's important to to artists that came after or even before whatever case is because
That's true.
there's so many of us out there you know what I mean and a lot of us don't get recognition the way that we should and I think that you are absolutely one of those that especially with the fact that you are multifaceted like you can write you do all these things so why should we not speak to you why you know what I mean like why we would not have
Thank
you on
you.
this platform it was important to us too so I'm happy that we made the time and that we were
Awesome.
able
Me
to
too.
get you
Me
yes
too.
You still pick
And
up
I'm
the
happy to come
guitar?
back.
yeah
You still pick up the guitar?
Not recently, but I said I was going to try to revisit that so I could start writing a little bit more,
okay
a different variety of songs and do more of the band
yeah
centric type of music.
Right.
I got more time on my hands. I'm an empty nester, so I am exploring. But yeah, the guitar is the instrument that I learned first, and then I moved into singing.
right
So I'm hoping to pick that up. But it's use it, you lose it. You don't use it, you lose it. So
yeah
I'm sort of revisiting everything.
So in Yvette Michele set, besides your song, do you do covers?
I do. I do a Shaka cover.
Mm.
Um, Ain't Nobody.
Mm.
I also do the hooks to the songs that I performed with rappers on, like OC,
okay
Akinelli, and Sadat, and a couple of others. But I I can fill up a 30-minute set.
Nice. Wait, so
Yeah.
I have another question.
You know, my wheels is turning.
My wheels are turning too. So wait, because you just said that, right? Don't kill me. But can we get a little bit of Ain't Nobody?
Yes. Yes, you can. I won't kill you. All right. Let me make sure I have to hear the music in my head a
Me
little
too.
bit before I
Play some
start singing.
karaoke.
All right. 1 second.
Dun, dun, dun.
Happen naturally. That's the way it was. Nothing. Wait. No. Oh God, I forget the words. Hold on. Let me get the words. I'm sorry, y'all.
So naturally, right? I always forget the
All
name.
right.
You know.
Captured effortlessly. That's the way it was. Happened so naturally. I did not know it was love. The next thing I felt was you holding me close. What was I gonna do? I let myself go. And now we're flying through the stars. And this night lasts forever. I've been waiting for you. It's been so long. I knew just what I would do when I heard your song. Then my heart skipped a beat. You gave me freedom. I knew I could not resist. I needed someone. And now we're flying through the stars. Hope this night lasts forever. Oh, 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 oh. Ain't nobody love me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. I'm singing the background.
Ah, yes.
You know, I'm trying to send it back. I didn't want to throw you off.
Yeah. I was trying to do the bottom. I was trying to do the bottom part on the hook.
No, I'm starting to go
want to
into
hear
this little
what?
jig. I was like, oh Lord.
I was trying to do the bottom part on the hook.
Oh, the bottom part.
Oh gosh.
Nighttime. That's my girl. I love to sing that song.
Yeah, I
I
love
do well with
Shaka.
that one overseas. I just always forget the order of the verses. I don't know
I
what
do
that
the
is.
same
But
thing. For some reason
I
with
can
that
tell.
song.
That's how I show my
I can
age.
tell that you love Shaka because of the tone. You went right into that tone
Yeah.
of voice.
That's
Yep.
my girl.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I mess that song
I
up all the
love
time
her
during karaoke.
strength
Yeah, she's
and
amazing.
delivery. I mean, I don't mimic her, but when I sing her songs, I feel like that's the best way to pay tribute.
Yeah.
Her and Vesta, like all those belters, Gloria, Gwen Guthrie. I just love that disco,
Yeah.
funk, house, live sound.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's part of my show.
All right, so I'm invite. If
That's
you're
all the
not
reason.
listen, if you're not doing nothing,
July.
July 4th.
Oh, I'm not booked yet. So yeah, let's pencil
go-
you in.
Yeah, we're gonna work a little something out. We're gonna fly you out here.
That would be
Okay.
dope.
You know I love coming home, so that's no problem at all.
Definitely. So we'll definitely talk.
Thank you, Norm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I love y'all.
Love
We
you
love
too.
you too.
Listen.
Will I get to see this played back?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's
Yes.
good.
Absolutely.
Yep. We'll send it right to you. We'll send it right to
All
you.
right.
And listen, again, once you come on here, you become BKS1 Radio family. You
Okay.
become
Okay. You can
family.
get some merch and
Yes.
I'll wear it. You know.
Yes.
Yep.
You officially family. I'm gonna hit you up later for a drop for the station.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Yep, hit you up for a drop and everything. Listen, Yvette, this was such a pleasure, and it's funny because I can actually talk to you on and on and on and on because
Thank you.
I got
I feel like I talk too much, y'all.
No.
So I'm sorry.
What?
for coming.
Never.
listen.
Like you don't understand. Like I'm telling you that whole time we were sitting there talking, like the things that she was saying that night. Me and the girls went home the next day, and that's all we kept saying. Like Yvette is so dope. I kept on saying. I think I said to you that day. I said you remind me of my mom and my aunt smashed together. My mom and my
Yeah,
aunt Jenny.
You did.
I said I feel like she could have been my
And I
family.
feel
but,
the same way about y'all. I
Oh
mean,
my
I
gosh.
do. I got something from every single one of you.
but it's so crazy because I was looking through pictures one day. I think I sent it to your DM. I'm not
You
sure.
did.
I did, right? I was like, in my mind, because you go through so many shows and so many events, and I'm like, I don't know why it feels like this is the first time. And I know that it's not. So I'm looking through my pictures. I'm like,
That's
I knew
right.
it.
That's the same feeling I had.
It was what I think it was KT or KUT something. It was
KTU was somewhere on the West
something
Coast.
on the West Coast. It was us 112 and Yvette in a picture together.
Right.
And I'm like, I knew in my mind that I wasn't wrong, and I sent it to her because I was like, I knew there was.
And I'm so grateful for that photo because back then I didn't take pictures like I should have.
Yeah, we did.
You know, you had to put your photos in the shop. I would take the pictures,
but
and
we
never go
we
get
were
the
traveling
film.
around with our little 35 millimeters and little, Advanix cameras
Yeah.
and stuff.
I felt, and then I was, on my
man.
well, this was when I was on my diva thing. I didn't want to be asking people to take pictures.
For real. Yeah. So it's like if you didn't have it, you just missed the moment. But it was so
thanks
dope
again,
just to
guys.
have that.
I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to coming back, and I hope to be able to see you in Plainfield.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Absolutely. Again, everybody, if you're just joining us, you getting some love here. Hold on.
Yeah, we're trying to
shout out to Tasha. Tasha said, "Damn, she did that. She did that." This is when you were singing Shaka Khan.
Lena B put up fire signs.
Yeah, fire signs. You getting love in the chat. So, again, nothing but love here from BKS on Radio, the Storm Warning Show. Yvette, Michele, where can people get
where can they follow you?
Where can they follow you at?
Instagram, Dear Yvette Michele, all one word. Facebook, Yvette Michele. TikTok, Yvette Michele. So most platforms, it's just my name as is.
Okay.
Any new music coming out?
I'm in the studio now. Shout out to Black Nails. He's a producer based out of the East Coast, but got a really fly mix of West Coast and East Coast sound. Nice. So I'm hoping to do something fun with him. He comes out of Dr. Dre's camp, so cross your fingers. We can make some magic. And I'm excited. I'm taking my time because I want it to be right. That sophomore curse still can occur. But I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great round 2 for me.
That's so
okay.
awesome.
Will it be out by the summer?
Oh yes, absolutely. That's the goal.
Okay,
nice.
That's what's up.
Sorry,
that's what's up.
I'll be able to perform it this summer.
Well, again, we want to thank you for coming on the Storm Warning Show.
So much.
We appreciate you. I wish you nothing but the best.
Yes.
I can't wait to meet you in person. Give you a big hug.
Yes, me too.
Yes. We got it. We got to get her here live.
Yeah.
We got to get her on a Plainfield stage and just rock out, do her thing. Yes, all of that. So we're gonna make something happen.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Talk to you guys later.
Yes.
Love you.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
One love. Oh, this was awesome.
I love her so much,
awesome,
man. She's I told you, so dope.
Yes. Again, y'all, that was
Yvette Michele.
Y'all
make sure y'all follow her, Dear Yvette Michele, on all platforms. I love her so much.
Yeah, that was dope.
So awesome.
That was dope.
Yeah.
And she's real.
Yeah.